discussed. And next, except blocks, else block, and finally block. Now, after that, I said explanation for the keywords used in these things. Try is over, except over, else is over, and then finally is over. And later, I started with various forms of except blocks. Even I posted that notes. First form is called what? Handling one exception at a time. Try except class name 1, class name 2, class name n. Corresponding program is what? div example2.py. div example2.py. Exception name. Okay. Next, second form of the exception. You see, form 2. With this form, we can handle multiple specific exception with a single except block. This type of a facility is called what? Multi-exception handling block. Try block of statements, except, exception class name 1, exception class name 2, exception class name n. Right? Multiple block of statements, messages, we write it. There we did the example also. div example3.py, and we did this example. Multiple exceptions we wrote at a time. I wrote there yesterday, multi-exception handling block. This is the one we wrote it. Next, this is what we discussed it. Another form also discussed it. Alias name concept. Third, with this form, we can handle one exception at a time with alias name for capturing technical error message occurring due to exception occurrence. That is number 4. This is number 4. Yesterday's class this is. So open it. Now I am having try block div4. Come in. I got it. Division by 0, zero division error z, print of z, value error v, come in, print of v, and I wrote here else block, and I printed the data, and finally block is printed. This is what we discussed in the last part of the class. Now, today I am going to take up one more exception statement. I want to write it. I posted yesterday that notes, but I did not talk the fourth part. Here, some of the people will say like this, except they don't write anything, students. They will write except only like that they will write. What is the meaning of it? Print of. What I am saying now? Something went wrong, they will write. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Something, they will write it. Or something like this. Oops, something went wrong. Oops, something went wrong. For any this except speciality is for any type of exception is occurring, only this except block only will come. Actually, this is not recommended at all. Only writing like this is not at all recommended. I'll write this and see this. Majority of the trainers are trying to give this example for exceptions, but it is not the way. So save this code, execute students. Coming to the back, here I am going to say, coming to this place, command prompt, d:, KVR, Python I am saying. So there I am saying, something like 6 p.m. And there I am taking, exceptions here. Now I am saying py. Now I am saying this one. See that 2, got it. Output I did not print up. Okay. Write else part also, students. Else part also you write. Finally block also you write. All of them you write it. As usually you write everything. Now you try to run this again. 10 and 2 got the output. No issue at all. Now the point is coming here. 10 and 0 you enter. What is happening? Exception is occurring. Simply coming out of each block. Try block. Looking for what? Except block. This except block is matching for all types of exceptions. Is matching for all types of exceptions. Now, this is the message is coming for every type of exception. You see here, oops, something went wrong. What it indicates? What went wrong, interviewer will ask you. That time you have to say, oops. I hope you understand. You say next 10x and then 4 you say. Again same message. For everything same is coming. This is not at all recommended. Because for everything it is giving the same message called what? Oops, something went wrong. Like this one should not write it. This program is not recommended. What is recommended, sir? What is your opinion about this? They will say one more wrong interpretation. Why to write this many? Why to write zero division error, value error, etc.? Why can't you write only one thing? Some students will satisfy with this. But I am telling that it is called one of the wrong policy of writing. But how to write it? Where to write it? Now I am saying that. See students, take the same example. Now I am taking. I am going to take the new Python program. Now I am saying, carefully listen, online students. Now I am saying, in this program, 6.py, you write as it is, ma. You write as it is. You write the exceptions. That is strong. Now you are writing. This is the program in 2023. In 2023, in the month of May, KVR developed what? This program with how many exceptions? With how many exceptions? 2 exceptions, right or not? Developed in 2023 May. This is developed with 2 exceptions. He is expecting future forecasting. This program is expecting in 2025. In 2025, there is a chance of entering. There is a chance of modifying this code, modifying the code by adding some new statements, by what? New programmer. That time what will happen? By the new programmer, he may add some statements. Because of those statements, there may be some exception will come or not. That new programmer, unfortunately, don't know what exceptions, they might not be knowing it. For example, in 2025, they are adding the statement called what? Python. They are adding like this. When is adding? 2025 adding. 2025, year 2025 adding. And what is written there? Yes of what? 11 they are writing. What will happen? Tell me. In 2025, this is a statement adding. What will happen because of that? Exception will come or not? Which error are you handling? No, this is the exception written in which year? But in 2025, what is the new statements are adding? That new statements related exception, 2023 programmer don't know. 2023 is now. 2025, some exception will come. That time, 2023 programmer will write some statement here. What is that? Except colon. What is that except colon? Why writing except colon? For future, in the future, some exception may be coming. That exception we don't know today. That unknown exception can be handled by what? Except colon. I hope you are understanding. That time we need to write what? Oops, something went wrong. This is what we need to write. Something went wrong. What went wrong? 2023 programmer don't know about 2025. That's why that messages will come. Did you understand? This type of block is known as what? Default except block we can call. What block it is? Default except block we can call. Are you getting me? Default except block we can call. Default except block to be written always in the last part only we need to write. We should not write in the top. You should not write in the middle. You have to write in the last part of else part only we need to write it. Let us save this code. div6.py. div6.py. Now I am going to write it. Execute this now. I hope you are following me. Execute py. See students. Enter the value 102. Got it. Oops, something went wrong. This is coming because of what? Because of what? This type of except block. Suppose if I don't write this statement, If I don't write this statement, that will not come at all. 120, answer is coming. 100, perfectly this answer is coming to meet the 2023 demands. 20 and then 34x. Don't enter alphanumerics and all. Why I wrote this type of thing? I hope you are understanding. Why I wrote this type of thing? Come on. To make you to understand, to future, some exception may be coming. For handling the future exceptions, I must write like this. This is called which block? Default except block we can call. I can write this in the beginning. If I try to write in the beginning, you will get error. You will get error. See that syntax error. Default except block must be last. We should not write here. We should not write it. We have tried always in where? Last we need to write it. Are you following me? So let us save this part. Let us save this part. I hope you understand. That is called my various forms of except block. Fourth point. Default except block matches with what? All types of exception. See, try, except, see. This is the one. You see, students, I wrote one message also. Industry is not recommended to write a single default except block because it is giving common messages for all types of exceptions. Hence, industry is highly recommended to write a default except block at the end of all specific except blocks. Now, I wrote final syntax. Try except with exception, except with exception, except with exception. Last, I wrote what? Except with a default block. And else I wrote it, finally I wrote it. Or try I wrote it, except block, except all the things, class names. And in the last I wrote except a default block, and else block and finally block I wrote it. Is it understandable? This is about various forms of which blocks? Except blocks. I hope you understood, right? Now, it is a various forms of except block. How many except blocks are there? Handling one exception at a time. Second one, handling multiple exceptions at a time. Next, handling exception with alias name. Handling, come on, exception of all types for future requirement to write it. But writing like this is not necessary. And handling the exception with alias names also. These are various important things, students. This is final syntax of exception handling. See these exception handling syntax. And I said standard syntax is what? Except blocks is written. Except blocks is written separately. Else is written separately. Finally block is written separately. Are you following me? Now, various forms of except blocks also written. Various forms of except blocks also written. And this is all very, very important. And today I am entering into raise keyword. I am going to talk about it. Raise keyword. I am going to enter into the raise keyword. Raise keyword I am going to talk. And at the same time, parallelly, I would like to discuss about how to develop, talking about how to develop what. So I'll close this part. All these things we understand. Development of, parallel I would like to discuss major important discussion here. Development of programmer defined exceptions. Programmer defined exceptions. So already students, you know, development of programmer defined exceptions. Now I'm going to discuss now. Let us start development of programmer defined exceptions. How it is going to be. Now I'm going to discuss these things. We already know about it. I will take off these programs. Now I'll start the discussion now. Let us development of programmer defined exceptions. Come to the notes. Come to that index once. You see what we discussed it so far. So types of errors, types of exceptions, these keywords, how to handle the exception, the various forms of except blocks, and then syntax. Now during this discussion, I'm going to talk about what? Raise keyword. Parallel I want to discuss, followed by various examples. How to discuss this? As you know already, programmer defined exceptions definition. Let us watch once. Types of exceptions. Types of exceptions in Python, I will say. Start students. How many types of exceptions? 2. One is programmer defined, predefined. Predefined exceptions are already available in where? Python software, and used by Python language programmers for dealing with universal problems. Some of the universal problems are these kind of things already done. Programmer defined exceptions, already we discussed it. These exceptions developed by Python language programmers and available in Python project, used by other team members of same project for dealing with common problems. And this kind of definition I will carry. This kind of definition I will carry. Here I am going to say. So the most important thing, these exceptions developed by Python programmers available in our project, which are used by what? Python team members for dealing with what problems? Common problems in Python language. Next, I am going to talk about other kind of area. Very important, students. Take care. Now, the other point I am going to write it. What is the next one? What are the common problems are occurring? I told in the previously, attempting to enter invalid PIN in ATM application is called what? Exception. Exception means what to create? Object. Object to create what is required? Exception class is required. Such exception class is not there where Python software. Such exception class is not there in. That's why we need to develop programmer defined exception. So attempting to withdraw more amount than existing balance, also called exception. There also you need to do what? Create an object. Object creation require what? Exception class. Such exception class require what? Need to search in Python software. Since it is not there, need to develop by yourself. That is known as what? Programmer defined exception. That means any common problem is coming. Any common problem is coming. Some of the common problems are these kind of things. For these things, I need to develop. For example, I am interested in developing the class name. What is the class name here? Pin error. What is that? Pin error. Next is called what? Attempting to withdraw more amount than existing balance. What is this now? Example. Tell me now. Come on. Insufficient balance. That is nothing but what? Insufficient balance. So insufficient balance. Sufficient balance. So I'm going to write it insufficient balance. Next I'm going to write it attempting to enter invalid username and password. That is nothing but something like I want to develop. Which error? Login error. Which error? Login error. These kind of things, PIN error, insufficient balance, login error, these are all called what? Etc. These are all comes under what? Programmer defined exception. Now I want to go for how to develop our own exceptions now. So coming to the, who is this ma? Chinta Naga Venkata. Student name is Chinta Naga Venkata. Shansi Rama Santosh Kumar. Oh, what up? Not feeling well, sir. Okay, ma'am, my dear student. You are not feeling well? Okay, ma'am, take rest. But class is important. Just relax and then listen. Go on listening it. Go on listening it. Now, so let us follow. Some of the common problems are, now I am going to say, like this, there are many more things are going to come across. So how to deal with this now? Mobile, huh? Mobile. Keep it in the back. Don't think that sir will not observe. Sir is seeing so many years onwards, na? So when you're in LKG, I started my teaching. Correct? Now, so coming to the point back, some of the common problems are, these are the things which you are getting. How to develop this? Now I'm going to say. Now we want to go for how to develop these exceptions. Very, very easy, students. So PhD is not comes under this activity. PhD is in my subject. PhD is not watching what students are doing. PhD is in subject, right? So come to the point back. how to develop it. Now I am going to enter into the one small diagram I am going to enter. See students. Now I am going to say one important diagram I am going to draw, students. Carefully follow. Everybody must follow it. Now here I will take it one big diagram. So here I said, under this, I am writing some small list I am writing here. You try to follow me carefully, students. Try to follow me small thing here. Now I am writing. What is that now? Saying that, what are the various exceptions you know? What are the various exceptions you know? Tell me. Quickly tell me. Zero division error. Zero division error is the name of the exception or not? Next. Key error. Key error. Next is what? Value error. Value error. Next. Type error. Type error. Right? Type error. Next. Index error. Index error. Next. Module not found error. Module not found error. Next is called what? Unbound local error. Unbound local error. Next is called what? Attribute error. Attribute error. Name error. Name error. Next is called what? Syntax error. Syntax error. Syntax error. Next is called indentation error. Indentation error. Like that, if I go on writing, so many number of errors are there. Still some more I will write it, but you don't know which we are entering into further. File not found error. File not found error. Next is called what? One more is called what you know? IO error. IO error. Next is called what you know? OS error. Next is called what you know? File exist error. File exist error. File exist error. Next I am going to write it what do you know? Next is called a database error. Database error. Like that there are many more are there, etc. What are all these things are called? These are all called predefined exceptions. These exceptions are already available in the Python software. These exceptions are already available in the Python software. You know, students, all these things are what? Predefined exceptions. Exception classes, that too. Exception classes. Exception classes, that too. These are all called exception classes. Well, and that too, students, you carefully remember, these classes are, today I am using some new whoops related terminology. I want to use it. Because at the time of whoops, if I want to explain this, you will forget this concept. When I don't explain whoops, you don't understand. That's why I'm just talking in intermediate level so that you can follow me very well. Today I'm talking about a concept called class little bit. You're already having an idea about it. And today I'm using the word called what? Inheritance also I'm using it. Inheritance also I'm using it. These are the things I'm using it. Class I am using as well as what? Inheritance also I am using it. So let us start working now. Here I am going to say these classes are inherited from one base class is there. I'll talk about it, or it is also called as what? Base exception we can call. Either exception you can call, or you can call it as what? Base exception you can call. Either exception you can call, or you can call base exception. These classes are called what? Subclasses of this exception or base exception. Anything you can take, students. I'll elaborate more, don't worry. These classes are called exception subclasses we can call. What these are all called? Exception subclasses we can call. Are you following me? Exception subclasses we can call. Are you getting my point? Here I am trying to say, students, Here I am trying to say one important point I am saying. What I am trying to say now, all of you try to understand. Exception or base exception we can call. So how do you develop this? What is meant by inheritance? A small example I want to tell you. Look at that. It is called here teacher. Teacher is here. Just general example, normal example to understand this topic. Next, I'm going to take up one more thing. Student in the class. You take this, understand this now. Student and teacher, you take it. Always teacher is giving the knowledge to the student. That is known as what? Inheritance we can call. Knowledge sharing is called always what? Inheritance. So student is comes under what? One class name. And a teacher is comes under what now? Another type of class. In Python, they are known as what? Classes. In Python, they are classes. Student is one class and teacher is called one more type of class. It is called a class. Which class it is? Base class. It is called a base class. Also called a super class. This is known as which class? Subclass. Also called as a derived class. Derived class. Are you following? What is this is known as? A little word called inheritance. In further, I'll tell you what is inheritance in detail, student. Right now, don't worry. One more mechanism, I will write it. You take it, your parent. You take parent and you take child of parent of yours, or you are the child of that parent. So what is happening? Parent is called what? One class. Child is called what? Another type of class. What is the relation here? Parent is a superclass, child is a subclass. Up to that, you try to understand. These points you try to understand, students, and you can understand this development. What this is called? Come on, base class. And this below one is called what? Derived class. Derived class or what? Subclass we can call. I hope you are following me. Finally, I am trying to give you the clarity here. How to write the code for this in a simple manner using inheritance. So I am writing a simple coding mechanism. Class, what is here? Teacher. Teacher is giving the properties to whom? To define a class. As we are using def is a keyword in Python to define the function. Lambda is a keyword for defining anonymous function. And similarly, I am using class is a keyword used for defining the class name. And right now, don't worry about what is class and all. I will take care. And the class is containing some properties are there, everything is there. I will tell you in the class, students. Don't worry. We are talking in detail about what? Classes concept. Next, I will talk about what? Student. Class student. Class student. Class is a keyword. Student. In the bracket, you need to write from whom you are taking the things now. From teacher. Into where? Student. What should I write inside of it? Teacher, I will write it. Teacher, I wrote inside of the teacher. And I will write pass here. And don't worry about it, what I am writing after the pass, because you need not to bother about it. When I come to inheritance, I will explain. So what is the way of developing the student here? What is the way of developing the student? Class student getting inherited from where? Teacher. What is the teacher is called? Base class is getting into where? Student class. So finally, I am trying to conclude my sentences. Here I applied the meaning of what? Here I applied the meaning of what? Inheritance. Student is getting the features of what? Teacher. Here zero division error is inheriting exception handling capabilities from which class? Base class, exception class or base exception. Any exception class you want to develop it, any exception class you want to develop it, those classes you need to get it from where? Exception. How to write other kind of classes here? Here I will write it. How to write this class now? Class, parent, and say something here. I will write some properties here. Some properties are written here. And next is called one more type of thing I am writing. What is that now? Class, child. Class, child of what I am writing? Parent. And I'll write some pass here. and I am writing some pass. I wrote pass there. So here, try to follow me. Something is written here. So try to take little up or try to take below and try to see this. This is comes under what? One simple way of writing inheritance mechanism here. Similarly, I want to develop today my own exception class I want to develop. What is the class I want to develop? Go to the place here, pin error, insufficient fund error, login error. How to develop it? Come on, how to develop zero division error? How they developed it? First tell me. How they developed key error, value error, etc. Class, don't take much time. Value error, for example, value error of what they written? Exception. What is exception? Is a super class for all the exception. It gives the properties of exception handling to what? All the Python developers has written the code of exception handling services, which is inherited into where? Value error. Any class name, if you write it, that is inheriting from where? That is inheriting from where? Exception. One more class I will write it. What is the next class? Index error. Index error of what I am writing? Base exception. Dear students, don't worry about it. Base exception and exception, what is the difference, you may ask? Anyone you can take it, because in different versions this is taken it. Write down. Are you following? Anyone you can take it. Similarly, I want to develop my own exception also. How to develop your own exception here? Class. Come on. What is the error? Login error of what I will write? Exception I am writing. What is this exception here? What is this login error is called? Our own exception, and this is I will write pass. How many steps are there? Number one is called take your class name. That class name must inherit from where? Exception. That's all. These two lines are very important, very precious statements. Class, one more I will write it. What is that now? Pin error. Pin error of what here? Base exception. It is inheriting from exception or base exceptions. What is the syntax? What is this now? Number one is called class name. Number two is called what? Base exception name. Are able to follow here? This is related to what? Exception names are coming like this. Clear or not clear? So done. How to develop your own class now? Now I am writing to develop. Now I am writing students to develop. Start all of you. What is this now? To develop programmer defined exception classes. To develop programmer defined exceptions classes. Exception classes. We use the following steps. We use the following steps. What is the first step? Step number one. What is the step number one? Come on. Choose the class name. Choose the class name. Choose the programmer defined class name. Choose the programmer defined class name. Step number one. What is the step number two? Every programmer defined class name. Every programmer defined class name. Must inherit from where? Either exception or what? Base exception. Either exception or base exception. And hence programmer defined class is called programmer defined class. Hence programmer defined class is called, come on, programmer defined exception subclass. Programmer defined exception subclass. So this is very, very important. So example, if I take it, example, and step number 3, you know, students, save the above development, save step number 1 and step number 2 on some file name, with an extension dot py, with an extension dot py. Why? Because it is used in the further thing, and it acts as what name? Module name. and it acts as what name? Module name. Are you following me? This is related to what? Related to what? How to develop it. Now I am developing. How to write the code? Class pin error, for example, pin error of what? Exception. Say pass. Next is called what again? Class insufficient fund error. Insufficient fund error. Insufficient fund error of what you know? Base exception. I am taking colon pass. I am writing next is called what? Class. What is this now? You know, something like a login error. Anything, any exception you are interested to develop. So pass. So here I am writing enough. Here, what is this now? Pin error, comma. Tell me, students. Insufficient fund error, insufficient fund error, insufficient fund error. And what? Login error are called what? Come on. Programmer defined exception classes. Programmer defined exception classes. I hope you are understanding my point. Are you following me? These kind of things I need to discuss with examples. Are you following up to here, students in online? Did you understand the steps? Now I am going to use it. This is called exception handling hierarchy chart, we can call. So hierarchy chart is given. Exception handling hierarchy chart. Exception handling hierarchy chart we can call. Exception handling hierarchy chart we can call. So I'll save it. So if I say into this place, I'll upload this into this exceptions. Here I will take it. Fine, students. Let me go for the examples now. Programming examples on development of this. And immediately what will come into picture? Raise keyword will come into picture. So let's start with the example here. Let's follow me. Open the notes. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will develop an exception. Which will develop an exception. Which will develop an exception for handling. Which will develop an exception for handling zero division error. 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 Full stop. Continue that. Program for continue. Program for, because three programs I will be involved in. It is involving three cases, students. Because in real time, we don't write all the three things by one person. Three different people will write. Continue. Or next line, whatever you like it. Program for generating an exception. Generating an exception. Program for generating an exception. Program for generating an exception when division by zero taking place. When division by zero taking place. Underline the word called generating there. Generating underline. Beginning one, you write development. Beginning is there. Write a program to develop. Programmer defined exception. You underline the development. Next, continue that. Program for handling the exception. 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 When when 0 is a denominator. When 0 is the denominator. When 0 is the denominator. When 0 is the denominator. Are you getting my point? Well, now coming to students, now I am going to enter into the discussion about what? 0 as a denominator and all. Three things are there, students. One is called development of an exception. Look at first. Development of what? Development of what? Exception. That is number one. That is one Python program I will write. Second Python program I will keep it here only. What is this now? Generating exception I will write it. Generating exception I am going to write it. Generating exception I am going to write it. When division by 0 taking place. Division by 0. This is another one. Next, another Python program I will take it. That is called what? Handling the exception. Handling the exception. When 0 is a denominator. When 0 is a denominator. 0 is the denominator. These are the three things I am going to write it. Take care, students. Now I want to develop the exception. How to develop? Already there is a 0 division error is there. Today I want to write my own exception which behaves something like 0 division error. It's a small example. Class. What is that now? HYD division error. HYD division error. Some name you write it. HYD division error is called what? Class name I am taking. Taking from where? Exception. And just to say pass. What is this is called here? Number one is called class name. And number two is called what here? Second one I am taking. Exception I am taking. There I am writing. Tell me now. I am taking there. What is this class name I am taking? HYD.py I am taking. HYD.py I am taking. So save it into this exception. Case 1, I am going to take case 1. That is called first case. Case 1 I am going to talk about. You save this as HYD.py. It is taken as what? File name and module name. File name and module name. Module name. File name and module name now. Are you able to follow me? Done. So here I am going to take up. This is done. Now I am going to say further discussion I want to go for it. Class name is designed. It is just looking like what? 0 division error it is looking like. Go to the place. Generating exception when division by 0 is taking place. Because this is the first example is little complicated. Second example onwards it is easy. Let me make it more easy before entering into that. Go to the Python program environment. Command prompt you take it. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 0. C is equal to what I am writing? A by B I am writing. C is equal to A by B I wrote it. When I wrote C is equal to A by B, what happens, students? You tell me. Before calculating, the PVM is checking is the denominator is 0 or not. Denominator is 0 or not. Is it 0 or not? Immediately what PVM will do? Come on, immediately PVM will do what? PVM uses internally a keyword called what? Raise. What is the keyword is using internally? Raise. What is the class name? 0 division error. 0 division error. It is a class was already developed. This object was raised by which? Whom? PVM. When denominator is 0, PVM uses which keyword internally? Raise keyword. When raise keyword is taking place, what is happening? This object is created and immediately technical error message is coming. See that? That means when denominator is 0, internally PVM uses which keyword? Raise keyword. Raise, what is the class name? 0 division error. What is the use of raise now? Raise is a keyword which is used for generating the exception when some condition is taking place. What is the condition here? Denominator is 0. Which exception is occurring? Zero division error. How it is occurring? Somebody has to raise that exception or not? Who is raising? PVM. Uses which keyword? Raise keyword. So raise, what is the name of the class? Like that, today I am not using zero division error. What I am using? HYD division error I am going to use it. So I am going to write it. Coming to the point of it, I am writing DEF. DEF. What is my operation? DIVOP A comma B. Somebody is sending the values to me. There I am going to write it. C is equal to what? A by B I am writing, for example. You observe it. Line number 3. When denominator is 0, what is happening? PVM uses which keyword? Raise keyword. That means when it is raising, then exception will be generating. Similarly, today I am not going to write C is equal to A by B. Myself I am checking. If B is equal to 0, myself want to raise my own exception. If denominator is 0, what should I do? Raise your own exception. How do you raise it? Come on, B is equal to 0. What should I do? B is equal to 0. What should I say? Raise. What is the class name? HYD division error. HYD division error, which is known as what? Raise keyword is used for hitting or what? Generating the exception. Generating the exception on our own. When you want to raise your own exception, use explicitly. When you want to use your own keyword implicitly, PVM will take care about implicit raising. If you want to raise your own exception, when certain condition is satisfied, we will use which keyword? So first you have 5 keywords are there. Try is there, except, else, finally raise. So exception birth starts from which keyword? Raise. When it is raising, it is going to do what? Try and exception will come. Try and except will come. Later it goes to where? Else and finally. So exception birth will start from which keyword? Come on. Raise keyword. From raise onwards, that will be taken place. After that, what will come? Try and accept. After that, else and finally. So I am writing else. If it is denominator is not 0, return what? A by B. If denominator is not 0, do the division and then return it. It is called what? Our own function name. In the function only, when condition is satisfied, I am raising my exception. What is my operation name? What is my operation name? Division dot what? Py. What is this now? File name and what? Module name. And you know, HYD division error is the name of the class which is present into which module? HYD module. I must spot here from, come on, already told you modules over. Import HYD division error. If I don't import it, this class is not found now. Module is a collection of what? Functions, variables, and class names. Are you following me? And division.py. Save this now. Division.py, save it. So exception case 1 only. Division.py. This is called what? Generating exceptions when division by 0. By using which keyword? Which keyword? Raise keyword. So what is the use of raise keyword? Used for hitting or generating the exception. Now I am going to indicate one more example. What is the next one? Handling the exception when 0 denominator. It is called what you know? Main program. Main program. 3 things are there. One is a development. One is called a hitting. One is called a handling. You want to eat an apple. You want to eat an apple. Eating an apple is called what? Handling. If you want to eat an apple, you need to buy or not. To buy an apple, you need to develop or not. Or directly will come from sky. No? You have to develop or not? Develop. And that has to sell it out. From farmers they will buy, they will sell it out, and you will getting from the market. Car you want to get it. Car. You want to get car. So you are a purchaser. Purchaser will go to the shop. Showroom they will go. Showroom people already getting from the manufacturing unit. So development, eating, and then handling. Same thing here also. Main program I am writing. Come on now. A is equal to int of input of. Come on. Enter first value. Enter first value. Right. Second I am taking B. Enter which value? Second value. Enter second value. Done. This is okay. Now I am going to take it div demo dot what? Py. Now tell me these A and B values I will send it to whom? If you sit quiet and come, nothing will come. Call which function? Divop. Send to this function. Without practicing, nothing will come. Divop is the function name. Pass what values? A comma B. That will give you two things. Either exception raising or result is coming. RES. RES. And take care. And this is a function call. Function call with what? Function call with what? Result or what? Exception. Either you are getting what? Result will come or what will come? If exception will come, what should I do? If exception is coming, what you will do, students? You will handle by your writing which block? మీరు చదువుకోరు నాకు వస్తే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది ఇక్కడ. So if you don't read and you will come to the class and by thinking that you will understand. You will not understand without writing this. Try and accept the block. That's perfect. Online students, you see, learn from them. What is that message here? Note. Handling exception is equal to what? Try block plus accept block. మీరు అసలు చదవరు కదా? You will not read, right? నాకు తెలుసు మిమ్మల్ని చూస్తేనే అర్థమవుతుంది. So handling the exception is equal to what? Try block plus what? Accept block. I need to write those blocks. Already wrote it in the notes. If you don't read, it's a problem for you students. So here I need to write in where? Try and accept block I need to write. And the DIVOP is the one which I am getting from module called what? Division. I need to take it from there. I need to take it from there. If you don't read, I am fully not responsible. So already I told you. From where? Division. Import what? DIVOP. DIVOP. Now try to save it. Try to save it here once and see that first. Go to this line. In this place, case 1, you try to save it. 3 programs are available here. Go to this development. PY. See students. So where it was saved in? Okay. CD, case 1. Now, there you need to go for it. PY, case 1. Enter first value 10, second value 0. Where it is going? These 2 values are accepted by main program. These 2 values sending to whom? DIVOP. Going to where? DIVOP is a method function coming from where? Division. Division. Going to division and looking for DIV. What are the values are coming? 10, 0. 0 is equal to 0. తెలియదు కదా. True. What is happening? Raising an exception and sending that exception to whom? This place, raising. Function call with what? Exception. What message will come? What message will come? Technical error message will come. See the technical error message, a big message. Finally, it is showing the name of the error. HY division error is a one which is present in the module called HYD. So will you give this user friendly? Will you give this technical error message? No. I'll give which message? User friendly error message I need to give. That's why I will write the statements under which block? Only the statement I will write in try block. Later I will add to beginning onwards. What I will write it here? Except. What exception? HYD division error I need to write it. This I need to write it. This is called handling the exception. Print of happily. Don't enter 0 for denominator. Don't enter 0 for denominator. HYD division error. Don't enter 0 for denominator. Now I got it. Now I got this message. Don't enter 0 for denominator. RES is equal to DIV OP of AB. Run this code now. And else block also I will write it. Else block means what is printed, result will print. Else. Now I am printing there. What is this now? div colon dot format of what? res and finally block. Not necessary. Finally block is not at all necessary. In this case, I don't have files now. Execute now. Enter the first value 10. Next value called what? 0. See the answer what is coming. And it is one more thing. You need to go for what? Importing now. Need to import or not? Need to import. HYD division error is called the name of the class. From where? From HYD import HYD division error. Now you execute it. Enter 10 and 0. Who is entering? End user. Taken by whom? Main program. మీరు ఎక్కడో చూస్తా ఉన్నారు. So this is a main program. ఇక్కడ రాస్తాను ఇక్కడ main program taken by main end user passing to the and taken by main program passing to whom? div op. Go to division module div op. What is the value of AB? 10 0. 0 is equal to 0. True. What is happening? Raise your exception. Once an exception is raising, it is coming to where? It is coming to where? Try. And what is this now? Whatever is rising, you are handling it here. Don't enter 0 for what? Denominator. See the answer now. Don't enter 0 for denominator. Are you able to follow? Now, one more time you enter. 100 you enter and say 20. 120 entered by end user. Taken by what? Main program. Passing to div op. div op. And what is this now? AB. 100 and 0. 0 is equal to 120. 20 is equal to 0. Coming to else. 100 by 20. 100 by 20 is 5. Return 5. To whom? Main program. What is RES? 5. No exception. Coming to where? Else part. Output is coming. Like that. So what are the developments here? 3 developments are there. One is called what? Main program of handling the exception. And next is called what? Raising the exception by using raise keyword. And one more is called what? Developing the exception. These 3 things will be developed by 3 different people. Exception development different. Exception raising different. Exception handling different. Exception development. Exception hitting. Hitting is nothing but what? Raising. And exception handling is different. These are the different type of modules I wrote it. Online students, did you understand? So 3 different things. You go through that question once. Read the question once. Now after that we'll go for one more example after understanding that. First read out. Development of an exception. Hitting of an exception. Handling the exception. Handling exception means what? Try and accept. Handling exception means what? Try and accept. Hitting the exception means what? Raising. Developing exception means what? Class name we need to take it. Are you following me? Right. Next. Open the notes. One more example. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate a multiplication table. Which will generate a multiplication table. Next line. Where n must be positive integer value. where n must be the positive integer value. Where n must be the positive integer value. Are you following? Next line. If, first point you write, if n is equal to 0, 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 then raise 0 error. Raise 0 error. Raise 0 error. Next, second point. If n is less than 0, if n is less than 0, if n is less than 0, then raise n is less than 0, then raise negative number error. Negative number error. Negative number error. Negative number error. Are you following me? Negative number error. So three things are there. N is positive, result will come. N is 0, exception will come. N is negative, exception will come. How many exceptions are there? 2 exceptions are there. The 2 exceptions are what? Programmer defined only. One is 0 error, one more is negative number error. It's a very important. Next, watch this now carefully. Now I'll go to this place. Now others, take it. This is a case number 2 I am talking about it. Case number 2. Next example I am talking about it. So here you come to the point back. Development of what? Exceptions for generating which table? Multiplication table. What are the things? Class 0 error of what? Exception. Say pass. One more class I will write it. What is this now? Negative num error of what here? Base exception. Anything you can take, even take exception also, no issue. Say what? Pass. Class 0 error, exception pass. Class negative number error, it is a base exception. Are you following me? Now you say MUL exceptions dot py. MUL exceptions dot py. What is this is now? File name and module name. File name and module name. I am taking file name and module name. Now students, careful ma. Exception. Case number 2 I will take it. Case number 2. Case 2 I am going to take it. Case 2. In the case 2 what I am taking? MUL exceptions dot py. 2 things I am taking. Now I want to take up another part of it. What is the next one? I want to make use of these things. Second program I am talking. Carefully follow. Others. What is the next one? Program for generating MUL table by hitting exceptions. These are all called making the program to be robust. DEF MUL table of send the n. Pass n. If n less than n is equal to 0, what should I do? Come on, raise. Already over. 0. Very good. 0 error. 0 error present in which module? 0 error present in where? MUL exceptions. Now I need to import or not? How to import? From MUL exceptions, import 0 error. 0 error. 0 error. Okay, next. If n less than what? 0. What should I do? Raise. Come on. Raise negative number error. NUGM error. Negative number error is also present in which module? Same MUL exception only. Error. Return. Now I am writing what next? L if or else you can write, no issue. Greater than 0 means I will do the logic. I will print the multiplication table. I am printing the multiplication table now. So there I will write it. What is my logic here? Print of multiplication table for dot format of n. There I am writing it. Start. Tell me, students, for I in range of 1, 11, print of, I say here, I. So depend I, right? Dot format of n comma n into I. This is called a multiplication table logic. Here this is called what, output related, hitting the exception, another hitting the exception. These are all called hitting the exception, and generating the result. Now I'm going to take up, here I'm going to write it, MUL table dot what? Py. What is this now? File name and module name. File name and module name. So I'm writing .py. Are you following me? This is called case number 2. Case number 2. Go to this exceptions here. MUL table.py. This is comes under what? Module name. Done. Are you following me? Coming to the main program now. Main program. I am taking others here. Program for, program for handling the exception. Program for handling the program for obtaining multiplication table and handling the exceptions. Exceptions development, exceptions hitting, exception handling. N is equal to int of input of enter a number for generating MUL table. You pass that n to whom? This table function, MUL table function. MUL table is called my function name. I need to pass it. I need to use it. Pass of what? N. N you pass it. Now I'm going to say from, what is this now? MUL table, capital letter, M capital and everything. Import what? MUL table. So it's a module. This is a module. Inside the module, this is a class name. MUL table of N. N you pass date. Now, this MUL table, function call with what? Result. And what? Exceptions. Exceptions means I need to handle or not? Handle it. Try. What exceptions are coming? Except. Already told you, students, again and again, I don't want. So I say what? Don't enter 0 for multiplication table. Okay. Next, except here, negative number error. Don't enter negative number for what? MUL table. Okay. Now, for any safety purpose you want, go for what? Print of what? Something went wrong. Oops. Your oops are already oops. Right? To take any student outside, oops, they don't know anything. Morning started. They are struggling to understand because oops is very complicated. You will also struggle to understand. Why? If you don't practice this example, you will struggle to understand. In mind, your mind will be just mixed like your mixture. Still you cannot understand if you don't practice. If you practice now, you will understand. Because these days students are expecting 4 o'clock today one student came, almost 200 kgs weight. And is asking me, directly asking, student actually earlier used to fear, these days asking, sir, can I get the job without reading and practicing, only by attending the classes? Only attending the classes, can I get the job without practicing, without reading? Get down? Get or not? That is also your doubt, Kada? That is also your doubt now? No? Right. I said, better don't come here, I said. Really, I said like that. Sir, now, sir, I want to learn here. But you need to practice. Without practicing, nothing will come. Right? That's what. So coming to this is only written normally. Even if you want, you can remove also. Huh? Surya Nagaraj. Exactly. ATM security job is very important. Now Surya is saying that ATM security job is important. There also problem will come. There also problem will come, right? What problem will come? He is a security person there. If any person is coming, definitely has to stop that person or not. So will they stop it? If you are trying to stop, garbage collector will collect away. So coming to the point of it. Okay, any of students you did not understand, better don't get the type of doubts. Now let us start running this. And I took the error names also, right? From where I need to import? From MUL. Come on, fast. Exceptions. Import zero error, comma, negative number error. Negative number error. This is a negative number error. Okay, very nice. Come on to the point. Try to run this code. Finally block not necessary. Nothing is required. Now I am taking here MUL table demo.py. MUL table demo.py. Now try to save it. Out of that, see students, py done. Okay, case 2 now. CD case 2. CD case 2. Try to run this. py. Now see this. Enter a number for generating. I'll enter something like 6. 7 I will enter. Directly valid input I want to give. Tell me, what is 7? Is entering end user. Who will take? Main program. Main program means where is that? It will come to this place. It will come to this place. Main program. Passing to whom? MUL table of n. MUL table of n. Going to where? Going to where? MUL table module. In that MUL table of n, what is the value of n? 7. 7 is equal to 0. False. Coming to L if 7 less than 0. 7 greater than 0. And result will come. Result will come. Try to see the result. Try to see the result. Got the answer now. Got the answer. Go to the next area. I want to go for next area. What is the next area to discuss? See that. You enter -6. Entered by end user. Taken by whom? Main program. Main program. Passing to whom? Module. Internal program. N is called what? -6. -6 is equal to 0. -6 less than 0. Raise. Negative number error is raising and sending to whom? Main program. Is it matching with the 8th line? No. Is it matching with the 10th line? Yes. What is an error? Don't enter negative number. Don't enter that. You are getting. Don't enter negative number for multiplication table. Next, you run it once again. You say 0. 0 entered by end user. Taken by main program. Sending to main program. MUL demo. MUL table is called what? N is 6, 0. 0 is equal to 0. Raise an exception. Handle eating the exception. Sending to this place. And main program is coming. And that is here exception. Matching with 8. Yes. Printing. It is printing the details. And is it coming to this place? No. So finally the answer is what? Answer is called what? Don't enter 0 for what? multiplication table. Are you able to follow now? This is about what? Don't enter 0 for MUL table. Enter a number for generating. Positive number entered, negative number entered, and this is entered. You may ask a question, sir, we can do the same thing by using what also, students? If and if else statements also we can do. If I write with if else statement, what is happening? Further statements also will execute or not? It is something like, if pin number is wrong, invalid pin number you are entering, are you moving to the further statements after invalid input? No, you are stopping then and there. You are stopping then and there. To stop then and there when something went wrong, what is required? Exception is required. When something is true or false, to continue further, what is required? Conditional statements are required. If pin number wrong, would you like to go for other statement, print the receipt? No, it is saying invalid pin number, try again or something it is saying. So to stop the execution of any invalid input, go for exception. To continue further operations, even the condition is false, go for if else statements. Okay, now this is related to what? The development of what? Important, students, development of programmer defined exception. What is that keyword I am using? One more thing I want to say here. 1 minute, mom. Here you see, if the number is called what? Alphanumeric, I will enter. Alphanumeric is called what? Line number 5. Line number 5, see, alphanumeric will come. You enter like this, enter a number, 2x I am entering. This is the number value accepted by the statement, right? This is giving an exception. Which exception? Value error will come. See, the value error is coming. See, students, it is a value error is coming. Value error is coming. Are you following me? So such a type of thing is not addressed here. To handle that also, write try in the above place. Are you following me? Write try in the above place. Now I am writing here. Try. Both of them you are writing, and you are writing here what? Except, what is that now? Value error. Value error you are writing and saying here. Print off what? Don't enter. Don't enter. ALNUMs, STRs, and what? Special symbols. Special symbols. Following me? Done. Here, enter a number for generating multiplication table. Say 5. Answer came. You say -5. Answer came. Exception related. You say 0. 0 related. You say something like, ABC. What is this? Don't enter this thing. This means this is my program is strong, because in all the way my logics are there. Value error related, 0 error related, negative number error related, and output related. In our overall way, 50% of the part, I already told you, 50% of the part is result, and 50% of the strongness required in the case of invalid inputs are entered. That time you need to take the rest of the 50%. And don't consider for 200%. This is for answer is 50%. Exception part is for what? Other inputs you need to take care. This is the way you need to write the coding. Okay, now? So like this, you need to go for implementing this kind of thing. Now, are you observing? Here I am using which keyword? Raise. So raise I am using explicitly or not? Implicitly, who will use as PVM? When predefined case. Programmer defined case, we need to use explicitly. Let us go once, and I want to use raise keyword, students. Raise keyword, I want to use it. Here I am using raise keyword, students. For a minute I am taking. Now I am taking 6 p.m. I am taking exceptions here. Under the notes, here you observe it, saying here, take care. And all of you read out the raise keyword also. Raise keyword is used for hitting, raising, generating exceptions, provided some condition must be satisfied. Raise keyword always used inside the function definition only. PVM uses raise keyword implicitly for hitting predefined exceptions where programmer makes the PVM to use raise keyword explicitly for hitting or generating programmer defined exceptions. PVM uses simplicity hitting predefined, whereas programmer makes the PVM to use raise keyword explicitly for hitting programmer defined. Getting out? So if test condition, raise the exception class name. చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి. You see, if condition is satisfied, raise it. If condition is satisfied, raise it. You go to this place now. You go to this place now. If DEF function name, list of formal parameters, if any, if test condition, raise the condition. Inside the function body only, this will come into picture. Are you following me? Now, a small example from HYD, same example is available here also. B is equal to 0, condition is satisfied, test condition, raise your error, else return the result. Got it up? Got it up? So, this is about what? Raise keyword. If we come back to this place, how many keywords are there? Spell out. Try. Right. So, out of that, which keyword is first coming? Raise. Next, try and accept. Try and accept. Next, else. Next, finally. Like that. If you see previous examples, what are all the examples you have seen it? Those things we only developed it, we only executed. Inside of it, what will happen? Some negative numbers will come, 0 error numbers will come, all those things. We can write those examples by using exceptions. Tomorrow I will explain ATM related some implementations I will explain. Some implementations I will explain. It is just like a project, people will say. In my class, it is something like a use case only. So use case is nothing but what? Some 3 to 4 files I will write it, and you will see that perfect implementation of this example. And the same example, you can use ATM example. We will be going for what? Database level. This we are going for using with exceptions only. I am going to explain tomorrow because today time is not sufficient. Today, what I want to explain, that I already reached it. Tomorrow, I want to go forward. ATM implementation. First 1 hour, I will go forward. ATM implementation, I will explain. After that, one more small short concept, I will explain. Are you able to follow me? So, I will stop the class. Today, we understand the keyword called what? Raise, and the development of programmer defined exceptions also we discussed it. So, I'll stop the class, students. Tomorrow class, don't miss it. So, Friday is coming. Friday, no? Saturday. Tomorrow, Thursday. Friday. Tomorrow, Friday. Friday, Saturday, don't take underground action plans. Already almost, so students don't go here and there. Try to attend these classes. Very, very important classes. Right, students? Thank you. All the best.